How to serve a ping pong ball with a topspin. Putting spin on the ball is one of the most important techniques in ping pong. Serving with topspin can be a great way to throw off your opponent and get aces. If you have been trying to do it but are having trouble or are learning for the first time, you might need some pointers on how to do this. This article addresses the different types of spin you can put on a ping pong ball and how to serve with a topspin. Method 1. Learning to produce different types of spin. 1. Serve a ball with no spin. This ball will not travel as fast, but if you are just learning how to play ping pong, it is important you can do this first. Hit the ball near its equator, which is the line just through the exact center of the ball. Make sure you hit it with your racket at a 90-degree angle to the ball. The ball will travel forwards and have little to no spin. 2. Try putting spin on the ball. You can do this after you have mastered a serve without a spin. Brush your racket on the ball as you serve. This is rubbing the ball slightly as you hit it. The direction of your brush will put a different spin on the ball. Spin is imparted onto a ball by using a tangential brushing action with your racket. Do this with your racket at less than a 90-degree angle. Use an upwards, downwards, or sideways movement. The faster a racket brushes a ping pong ball, the faster it will spin. The ball will spin faster and travel less distance with a good brush. Using paddles or rackets with reverse rubbers can help you impart more spin on the ball, instead of using pimpled or anti-spin rubbers. 3. Learn the different types of spins. There are 3 main types of spins in ping pong and each has their own technique during a serve. Topspin is produced by starting your stroke below the ball and brushing the racket on the ball in an upwards and forwards motion. Backspin is made by starting your stroke above the ball and brushing the racket against the ball in a downwards and forwards motion. Sidespin is produced by brushing your racket in a sideways motion as you hit the ball. 4. Learn the effects of putting spin on the ball. Using different types of spin have different effects during a ping pong game. When you put topspin on a ball, it increases the downwards pressure on the ball, so it will stay low after it hits the table. When this hits the opponent's racket, the ball will rebound in an upward direction. When you impart backspin onto a ball, it will bounce up more after it hits the table and not go as far forwards. When a ball from backspin stroke makes contact with the other player's racket, the ball rebounds in a downwards direction. When you put side spin on a ball, it will bounce off your opponent's racket in the same direction your racket was traveling when you hit the ball. For example, if you brushed left, the ball will rebound to the left. Method 2. Serving a ball with a topspin. 1. Get into position for a serve. Where you stand will depend on which hand is your dominant hand. If you are right-handed, you will stand at the backhand corner of the ping pong table. Put your right foot forward and bend your knees slightly. This is ready position for a serve. You will have your racket in your right hand and will have the ball in your left hand, if you are right-handed. If you are left-handed, you will stand at the front corner of the ping pong table. Put your left foot forwards and bend your knees slightly. You are now in ready position for a serve. If you are left-handed, you should serve with your racket in your left hand and the ball in your right hand. 2. Throw the ball into the air from an open palm. International ping pong rules state that a ball must be thrown straight up into the air when it is served. You may not serve the ball directly from your hand. When you do this, your hand should roughly be at chest level. You must throw the ball into the air at least 6 inches, or about the height of the net. You should not toss the ball up and forwards or up and backwards towards you. Aim to toss it straight up into the air. 3. Hit the ball for your serve when it comes back down. You should serve when it gets to about chest or belly level. If you serve the ball too low, it won't have enough height on the serve to go over the net. If you serve the ball too high, it might bounce too high or too fast after your serve. Hitting it about chest level or just below will allow the ball to accelerate forward and bounce off of the table and over the net. 4. Strike the top part of the ball, above the ball's equator. If you strike the ball in the wrong spot, it won't spin or it won't have the right type of spin. Keep your paddle at a less than 90-degree angle. Angle the paddle towards the net for a top spin. Remember, hitting the top part of the ball is the first part of putting topspin on a ping pong ball. If you hit the ball at the equator, right around the middle of the ball, it won't have any spin, and might travel too far forward before hitting the table. If you strike the ball from below, you might put a backspin on it, but the goal here is to get a topspin. A topspin will allow a ball to bounce on the table close to the server, away from the net. 5. Brush the ball in an upward and forward motion as you strike, aiming to hit your side of the table as far from the net as possible. This will propel the ball forward quickly. Brushing is how you rub your paddle against the ball quickly as you serve or return. Brushing in different directions will cause different kinds of spin. Remember, brushing your ball upwards and forwards will result in a topspin. If you put a topspin on a ball during a ping pong game, it will stay low after it bounces on the table. This will make the ball harder to hit for your opponent. When your opponent hits a ball with a topspin, it will rebound in an upwards direction. Tips. Make sure the table and net are set up and level before you practice or start a game. Try using spin on your serves to make the ball more difficult to rebound by your opponent. Try not to use the same spin or technique every serve. You want to mix it up and surprise your opponent. Always practice when you can, but remember practice makes perfect.